Eastern Michigan police issued a BOLO alert early Wednesday morning after a shooting took place at Bogarts Lounge. Police say the suspect, who we now know was 37-year-old Julius Jones, had been asked to leave the establishment, located on Michigan Avenue, when he returned and got into an argument with the on-site security officer. As the security officer was walking away from the suspect's vehicle, the suspect rolled down the passenger side window. The guard then returned, and the suspect, Jones, shot him in the abdomen. Inkster police were called to the scene, provided aid to the victim before issuing the alert for Jones's vehicle. Later in the morning, Trenton police became aware of Jones's vehicle entering the city and responded. During the encounter, the suspect, who was in the car, produced a firearm. Trenton police officers fired on the vehicle, hitting and killing the suspect, Julius Jones. The shooting happened at the Bristol Hills apartment complex on Van Horn Road near Fort Street. Several bullet holes could be observed in the suspect's vehicle, as well as broken glass on the ground. There were approximately 20 evidence markers on the pavement. The Trenton police chief defended the actions of the officers, saying they acted appropriately. Our officers have to be ready at any time and give them a lot of credit. They know they were going into a possibly dangerous situation and they responded accordingly, he said. The mother of the victim, who was a resident at the apartment, she identified her son as Julius Jones. She said she saw the exchange that led up to the gunfire and is adamant that her son did not draw his gun. I could see everything right there. I witnessed them shooting him and killing him, and I know he didn't have a gun drawn. But I do know they did find a gun in the car. He didn't have anything to do with any kind of shooting because that's his style. That's what the mother says. She also said her son believed that there was a hit out on him, which was connected to an incident several years ago when he was shot several times. They said, "If you don't put your hands on the dash, we're going to tase you." And then all of a sudden they tased him, and I can hear him screaming. And then seconds before they stopped tasing him, they all started shooting into the car at him. That's what the mother said. I heard multiple gunshots over and over. I said, "Did you kill him? Is he dead?" The mom says this. And they wouldn't answer her and kept telling her to shut up and go inside. A neighbor at the residence also heard the gunfire as well as the commands from the police. I heard over and over again, "Let me see your hands, let me see your hands." And I guess he wasn't partaking in that, the neighbor said. He said in a few more times, and from there, I heard multiple gunshots over and over again. Michigan State Police have now taken over the investigation due to an officer-involved shooting, now part of the probe. 4 officers from the Trenton Police Department were involved in the exchange. The security guard who was shot is currently in critical condition. So that's the backstory. You got this guy, Julius Jones, whose mother thinks he's an angel and didn't do anything wrong, and it's possible he didn't do anything wrong. But according to the way the story goes, he was at a bar. He was apparently not acting appropriately. He was asked to leave the bar. He left, then came back. And when he started talking with the security guard or bouncer from the bar, he ended up shooting the bouncer in the stomach. As of the recording of this, the security guard was still alive, but he was in critical condition because he was shot in the stomach. Of course, the mother is defending her son. She was there at the building when this all happened because she lived at the building that he had driven to. Maybe he lives there with her. I don't know. But this is a prime example of how these officer-involved shootings play out. The officers ask you to do something. If you do it, you don't get shot. If they know you already killed somebody or already shot somebody, he didn't kill him, or the guy hasn't died yet at least. If they know you just shot somebody, they know you have a gun in the car. And if they're saying put your hands on the dash, or put your hands on the wheel, or put your hands where they can see you, see your hands, and you're not doing that and you're fumbling around in the car and they know you have a gun in the car, what do you think is going to happen? They are going to take out their guns and they're going to start shooting you because they don't want to get shot. So they will protect themselves and they will have every right to do that because you have already proven yourself as somebody who was more than willing to shoot somebody else. Now, this guy was probably leaving a bar. He probably was drunk. He was already asked to leave the bar. So he was already not acting in a normal manner. So, I mean, his mother might be right. Maybe he is a very nice, sweet person, but when he was drinking and then he gets asked to leave and he comes back. And that's one of those things, at least he didn't come back. He stayed outside. He left, he got in his car and he came back. But he didn't leave his car. A lot of times, someone will be asked to leave. They'll leave and they'll come back inside with a gun and they'll shoot up the place. And there was a guy I used to watch on YouTube all the time who used to always say, if you're in a bar and somebody is asked to leave that doesn't want to leave and they leave, you need to leave too, because they will come back and they will come back with a gun. And it was kind of funny the way he would tell it. I mean, more funny than the way I just said it. But if somebody's asked to leave that doesn't want to leave, that leaves reluctantly, that is somebody that you get the impression they may or may have a gun in their car, or they may like come back. You want to get out of there as soon as you can, because it's just not worth it. Even if nothing happens, it's worth leaving and just to be safe. But this kind of stuff happens all the time. And this is kind of a textbook police shooting, officer involved shooting of a suspect that they end up killing. It's textbook. He didn't follow the orders, the commands that they were giving him, and he ended up getting shot, and unfortunately he died. But that's how police officers shoot. They shoot to kill. They do body shots, and you just don't, especially if they had four guys there. I don't know how many of the cops actually were shooting at the time, but I imagine at least two were shooting at him when he wasn't following the commands and was apparently reaching for the gun that was in the vehicle. Um, but this is a prime example of why you just follow their commands and deal with it. But if this guy had been drinking, he probably wasn't in his right mind, and he thought he could, do something and get out of it. But so leave your thoughts in the comments on this one, and I'll catch you in the next one.